Before the Muppets became relatively known or created, have you folks ever seen those Wilkins coffee commercials that were produced by Jim Henson? God damn! When you think of the name Jim Henson and Frank Oz, you get a whole entire world of imagination put into various characters that everybody grew up watching and loving all those years ago, from witnessing a program like The Muppet Show from 1976 up until 1981, where you had so many upon various different celebrity appearances co-starring the entire program, along with some sketch comedy, musical performances, said actor or musician doing a particular role in the sketch comedy or doing a musical performance, and so on and so forth. The Muppet Show was just an absolute blast, and how they're able to do that entire production is just incredible works of art. Now, obviously, from the Muppet Show and how these cast of characters that we all know and love growing up watching, Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Gonzo, Fozzie Bear, Ralph the Dog, Scooter, Dr. Teeth and his Mad Mystery Band. I believe that's the name. I probably got it wrong, but you get what I mean. And just so many upon multiple characters that we just watched and loved and cherished. And I'm sure we have a favorite. My personal favorite has always been Rizzo the Rat. Why? Because my birth Chinese symbol is a rat, for one, and two, I love his sarcasm, I love his attitude, and he's just a smart ass, and that's what I love about it, because that's my personality right there of a Muppet character, is fucking Rizzo the Rat. But when it came time from television, obviously, motion picture has to come into play. The first three Muppet movies, I absolutely love them. The first Muppet movie, the Great Muppet Caper, and of course, this one that I have chose to talk about with you all, The Muppets Take Manhattan. Now, why this particular one specifically? It's because The Muppets Take Manhattan is my favorite Muppet movie of all time, and I love the production behind it. Now, the story itself is very straightforward and to the point, because the Muppets have a musical called Manhattan Melodies about a young couple going to New York City and willing to get married. However, though, because the plot of the musical that is basically somewhat similar to what the movie's about, it's actually the entire, what the film is based upon, because during the musical, they have to get onto Broadway. So the Muppets want to get their little promotion onto Broadway. However, there is problems finding the right producer to direct their little feature. Now, because of the struggles of trying to get their feature onto Broadway, it leads to them splitting apart and reconnecting as a group. Kermit's determination, confidence, striving to get his production onto Broadway is a must, with a little help from his friends that he has met along the way. Now, to make a couple notes, the story itself is simple, it's adorable, and it's straight to the point. And the thing is that when you look at someone like Kermit and seeing the willpower, the self-esteem, the confidence, and the fact that he is that determined to get this little production out onto the stage in a place like Broadway, which is where a lot of the big leagues go for a musical production or just a regular stage play alone, it takes a lot of fucking balls and definitely the will and a lot of fight to get your production on this big stage. Now, even if he didn't have the gang at all, which they obviously are a big part of it, but regardless of what it was, he was willing to strive and get his production on the stage, even though the gang did obviously get back together, which they had to. But the whole little scene of them saying goodbye, oh, man, it breaks your fucking heart. The fact that they are going on a train or hitchhiking or flying or just going somewhere, oh, man, it breaks your heart. However, though, while Kermit's in New York City, he meets with a couple people that became his friends in a little restaurant and everything. But he does get a lot of letters from his friends of where they've been, what they're doing, and how Kermit's going to get them all back together so they can get the play going. So, and another thing is that Kermit becomes friends with Jenny. Obviously, they got a little connection going on. But Miss Piggy stayed behind, spying and growing, tons of jealousy because she thinks that Kermit was cheating on her, which that wasn't the case at all until they actually met. Another thing is that when you watch a movie like The Muppets, obviously there's got to be celebrity cameos. You had Gregory Hines, you had Joan Rivers, you had Art Carney, you had John Landis, Dabney Coleman, Elliot Gould, Liza Minnelli, and Brooke Shields, to name some of the biggest ones. Now, two of my favorite cameos that I had to specifically pick out to discuss with you all that always made me laugh. One of them was obviously Miss Piggy interacting with Joan Rivers after she got off her lunch break, seeing how Jenny and Kermit were having the huggies together. Miss Piggy returns back into the mall. She talks with Joan Rivers, and they're trying to sell beauty products and everything. So Joan Rivers tries to give Piggy a little makeover, but all hell breaks loose, and it just went all fucking riot. I love that interaction. That's right there where you're trying to turn a negative into a positive and adding a little sense of humor and just trying to make light of the situation. Also, seeing Brooke Shields for just a split second where he was portraying a little cop. And the thing is that once he got a letter from the specific producer who wants to put the show on the Broadway, Kermit just fucking starts running out the restaurant. And he runs into the cop and he says, I'm going to have to, something along the lines of, I'm going to have to meet up with this producer so I can go out and kill him. And the cop is like, nah! Fucking funny stuff. Simple things like that is what makes me laugh. God damn, you gotta love the Muppets. But, obviously, everyone played a specific part in this movie within all the characters that we all know and love. But just the whole story alone, it's adorable, it's cute, it's got that self-esteem power. It makes you, honestly, when you're watching this, from something that you grew up watching as a young child into now rewatching it, it kind of puts a little bit of self-esteem in yourself on wanting to achieve your goals in life just a little bit. And I really like that about this movie so much. Now, as for another thing that was really adorable is the fact they went to a little time lapse where the Muppets were babies. That was fucking adorable. It's amazing to me how both Jim Henson and Frank Oz were able to make that entire little scene just so adorable, so fun, and just really cute. Hell, the entire movie itself was adorable. Even when they actually showcased Manhattan Melodies, not only in the beginning where they were just doing a little opening number, but at the very end. Really fantastic production. It makes you believe that you're witnessing this particular production on stage. So, as for my overall talk with The Muppets Take Manhattan, it's a fun movie. It's got a little melancholy in it, but in the end, they all get back together. It's got will, determination, self-esteem. It's got comedy, obviously. Great celebrity cameo appearances. Nice little music numbers. Variety with how all the cast characters are doing their lives and how they get back together and everything. About realizing that they have to put their little side jobs aside and actually realize putting their real goal into place and making it a dream and getting their big paycheck and making everybody happy. So, The Muppets Take Manhattan is a movie that I gave the highest rating of a 4 out of 5 to. Such a fun little movie. I absolutely love it, and it's one of those films that I would love and always to put on the VHS player almost any single time that I have an opportunity or in the mood to watch The Muppets, or even The Great Muppet Caper, or the Muppet movie in general, or just The Muppet Show. But it's always this particular one I always find myself going back and watching, because it's just so much fun, and you gotta love The Muppets. So folks, with that being said, that is my little talk on The Muppets Take Manhattan. And let me know down below your comments about what is your favorite Muppet film and who is your favorite Muppet character. And folks, ciao for now.